3, 2, 1, start. The present appeal has been preferred against the award passed by the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal, whereby compensation was granted to the claimants on account of the death of a person in a road accident. The principal question arising for consideration is whether the tribunal correctly assessed the evidence regarding negligence and determined the amount of compensation payable to the legal representatives of the deceased. According to the claim petition, the deceased was traveling on a motorcycle when a car coming from the opposite direction struck the vehicle near a road intersection. It was alleged that the car was being driven at a high speed and in a rash and negligent manner. Due to the impact, the deceased sustained serious injuries and was immediately taken to a nearby hospital. Despite medical treatment, he succumbed to the injuries. The matter was reported to the police and a criminal case was registered against the driver of the offending vehicle. The legal representatives of the deceased filed a claim petition before the tribunal seeking compensation from the driver, owner, and insurance company. They asserted that the deceased was the principal earning member of the family and his untimely death has caused substantial financial hardship. In support of the claim, documents relating to his employment, income, age, and medical treatment were produced before the tribunal. The driver and owner denied negligence and alleged that the accident occurred because the deceased himself was driving carelessly. The insurance company also contested the claim and raised objections regarding its liability. It was submitted that the claimants were required to establish negligence by reliable evidence and that mere registration of a criminal case could not automatically establish responsibility for the accident. The tribunal examined the eyewitnesses and considered the police record, site plan, medical documents, and other material placed on record. Upon appreciation of the evidence, it concluded that the accident had occurred due to negligent driving of the offending vehicle. The tribunal thereafter assessed the income of the deceased, made appropriate deduction towards personal expenses, and applied the relevant multiplier for determining the loss of dependency. Compensation was also awarded under other permissible heads. The insurance company challenged the award before the High Court and contended that the amount granted by the tribunal was excessive. It was argued that the evidence regarding income had not been properly appreciated and that the possibility of contributory negligence had been ignored. The claimants, on the other hand, submitted that the award was just and reasonable and did not require interference. The court observed that proceedings relating to motor accident compensation are intended to provide reasonable relief to victims and their dependents. The standard of proof applicable to such proceedings cannot be equated with the strict standard required in a criminal trial. The tribunal is required to consider the evidence on the basis of probabilities and arrive at a conclusion after examining the entire material available before it. Regarding the quantum of compensation, the court held that the assessment must be based upon established principles and relevant evidence. The age and income of the deceased, number of dependents, future prospects, and personal expenses are material factors while calculating loss of dependency. At the same time, compensation should neither become a source of unjust enrichment nor be so inadequate that it fails to provide meaningful relief. After examining the record, the court found that the tribunal had properly considered the evidence regarding the manner in which the accident occurred. No reliable material had been produced to establish contributory negligence on the part of the deceased. The calculation of compensation was also substantially in accordance with the applicable principles. Consequently, the court found no ground for substantial interference with the award passed by the tribunal. The appeal was dismissed and the insurance company was directed to deposit the remaining compensation along with the applicable interest within the prescribed period. The tribunal was directed to release the amount in favor of the claimants in accordance with law. Stop.